Hi, friend. Welcome back to another episode of Ash to Dusk. This is your midweek moment where we take time to check in with each other, pause, reflect, see where we need to course correct to get back on track so that we can finish the week strong. And I have to admit, I am sitting here right now. I'm actually just taking a break. My sweatpants that I have on, I'm covering myself up with a blanket, which I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it in the video because I'm wearing like brown sweatpants. I have this black basic t-shirt on. It has been like a work from home day that has been extremely busy, and I don't have a stitch of makeup on. My face is naturally red, especially in my cheeks. So you really know if I'm not wearing makeup if you see this, and I look like a cherry. And it's something that as I get older, it gets worse. My grandma side of the family, I should say my mom's side of the family, many of them have red hair and very pale skin. And although my skin oftentimes is more olive-like and I have dark hair, I somehow have the best of both worlds. And so those like red traits and features show up when I don't wear makeup. So anyways, here I am. And that's the whole point of these midweek episodes. It's to just pause and breathe where you're at. It's not going to be perfection. We're not in like a perfect studio situation. Yes, I'm on my podcast chair, but I'm not even using my podcasting mic right now. It was just one of those things where it's like, I really want to have this conversation with you. And at the same time, I just did not want to have to go get myself completely ready. And I think that when we show up authentically on social media, it is this raw part of us that really does make us human, and it lets you know that you're not alone. And that's the conversation I want to have today. It's all about social media. I posted the other day, like, hey guys, I am considering pausing social media for the next 90 days, and I just want to hear from you. And there were quite a few of you who had a response and said, yeah, I definitely have taken a social media break. And others who were like, I don't know if I would do that with owning a business because 90+% of marketing happens online now. And I'm in one of those situations where my work is personal. The reason why many of you come to my social media pages is because I do share a glimpse of what my life is like, owning a business, being a mom, and doing all the crazy stuff like speaking and you know just life. And I, here's the thing, I think social media is such a great tool, but I keep finding myself getting back into a rhythm of I start scrolling way more than I should. And I wasn't doing it for a while, but because I have to show up so much more, and I'm saying I have to, but do I really have to? I don't know. But because I feel like I need to show up more on social media through all of my Project School Nutrition social media feed, as well as my Ash to Dusk podcast, as well as because Ash to Dusk has its own Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and then there's the Ashley Marina, which was my personal account. It's growing into more of a personal growth space. So it's still personal to me, but I'm also weaving in leadership and all these different things. And I just feel like I have to be there. And because of that, I'm looking at the metrics, I'm looking at the numbers, like, um, you know, am I getting the engagement? Am I getting these different things? And what has become something that I used to love so deeply, I used to love sharing different parts of my life. It feels like I have to be on. It feels like I have to have things perfect. It feels like I need to post so many times a day for you to see it, because there's just such an oversaturation with social media. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired of having to feel like I need to create content instead of just being able to give you a glimpse into my life. And it's not that I don't want to show you, I do. But what I think most people miss when you're when you're watching the content is somebody has to, I mean, I have to like take the phone and hit record, and so if I'm showing you my workout, I have to also think about the camera and like getting myself in the right frame so that you can see it. And so I don't know if that makes sense. It's just there's a lot of thought that goes into it, which then strips away from the authenticity of what I'm trying to convey. So there's just been a lot of conversation around that with my team. Like, do I keep showing up on social media? If so, how do I do that? Because I will tell you, after the Super Bowl, my news feed was awful from both sides. And I'm saying both sides because it became a political thing. Of course, it was all political. And, my heart breaks. I feel things so deeply. I, I wish I knew how to kind of shed that a little bit. I think it's definitely my Achilles heel. I feel things so deeply. And so when I see so much hurt and pain out there, I feel that. And the social media, my social media feed anymore has become very hateful. It's become flooded with AI stuff. I don't even know it's real half the time anymore. And I just keep every single week I ask myself, am I supposed to be here? And I'm just wondering if you ever have that thought too. I find myself opening my phone first thing in the morning, scrolling, and I know that I shouldn't be doing that. I used to not do that, but here I am doing it, right? Checking to see, was there a comment left that I need to respond to? Did somebody ask us for a recipe in the inbox and now I need to respond? Like and then next thing you know, you're scrolling on social media. So yeah, that's just been a real thing that I'm going through right now. And our brain is only meant to absorb so much. We are not meant to hold a phone and just obtain all that information. We're just not meant to. And I think it's taking the real social aspect of life out of us. I think we are completely out of touch with what social skills are, with building meaningful relationships. And the one thing that I love about having my email list that I send you an email if you're on my list. I send an email every Sunday and every Wednesday. And every Sunday, it's just a personal note from me, a letter to start your week. And on Wednesday, we've been just sharing a little bit more wellness content that my dietitians are creating, but these are real life struggles that I have that I share with you because I want you to know like you're not alone in this. Well, what I'm realizing is that so many of you are opening the emails, and then you're not even just opening the emails, you're clicking. You're like, oh, I want to see this freebie that she put in here. Like, I want to take this survey. Like, you guys are really showing up on the other side of that email, which also makes me believe that you're craving a deeper connection with people, that you don't want the, fake kind of surface level relationships on social media, or where you're just scrolling on by and you're secretly wondering like how that person's doing it, or them in real life but the way they show up on social media is so different, and you just keep filling your mind with things that are not filling your spirit. And I think that's what you're feeling, and I am definitely feeling it, and I just want you to know, like, this week has been crazy. With what's happening with Nancy Guthrie and obviously the Super Bowl, and it just feels like it's one thing after the next that our feeds are filled with hate. And I don't want to participate in that. I've shared with you before, surround yourself with people who are going to take you to the next level, that your success, whether that be, professional success, your personal growth success, any of that is going to come from the top 5 people that you spend the most time with. But that doesn't mean it's the top 5 people in the room that you're with. That can also be those top people that you continuously consume on social media. And it's just there all the time. And I've struggled and I keep going back and forth. So I would love to know your thoughts. Send me a message. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you can email me, anything. Send me a message. How is social media affecting you? And if you could take a 90-day break, would you? Do you feel like it would be good? What worries do you have if you stopped using social media right now? As far as getting content for me, I can kind of see us going in a direction where we we are we're in a deeper relationship than just social media. If I'm going to create something for you, I want you to actually see it, but I want you to actually be able to use it. And I think right now our email list and the podcast are our top two platforms, so to speak, that are able to give the most depth and the most real version of me. And so if I take a social media pause, I'll let you know. Don't worry, you'll be the first to know. But I will definitely let you know where you can find me. And I promise you, it will be in a much more meaningful way than just scrolling and seeing a reel of me trying to do something on a Pilates board. I know it's great. And I know that sometimes you guys enjoy that, but I think we're all just sick and tired. And I think as we're going into this new season, as we're headed into the springtime, this is the perfect season to start purging and letting things go that really don't serve us anymore, that are weighing us down, that have us questioning everything about our life and comparing ourselves to other people. I think it's just time to let it go. I also think it's time to let go of what we think that other people think we should be doing. This is something I've struggled with my whole life. I've shared that with you. But there's something to be said about letting go of what other people hold to be true. Same thing with social media. My biggest fear of letting go of social media is that you won't be able to find me and that you'll forget about me and that what I have to say and give won't go to the people who really, really need it and want it. That's my biggest fear. And I also have to stop being afraid of those kinds of things. And I have to stop letting other people give opinions about, well, you're in business, you would essentially be cutting yourself off at the knees if you stopped using social media, and almost do like a trial. Like, what would it hurt? What would it hurt if I stopped posting on social media for 90 days? The worst case scenario is that you'll have to sign up for my email list and I'll send you a personal letter every Sunday. Like, otherwise, heck, I just won't be on your social media feed for 90 days. Anyways, I don't know. I just wanted to know if you're feeling that way. I think you are. I definitely am. I'm exhausted mentally from it. I wish that we could be outside more. And part of me is just kind of a big baby about it. I don't want to go out when it's negative 15 out, but here in Ohio, it's been cold. Today is our first day over freezing, I think since December sometime, and we are now in the middle of February. So this is just, it's been really hard to just connect with nature. And I think that that's what we're missing. So I know for me today, I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to go take a walk because I haven't been able to just go walk in a long time. And the sun is shining. And I know that if I do that, I'm going to feel better. And I'm going to disconnect. I'm not going to even listen to a podcast. I'm not going to even take my phone. I'm just going to go walk and not be tethered to anything else. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. What can you do this week to unplug? Do you need to take the TV out of your bedroom so that you're not connected to the outer world when you're going to bed? Do you need to put your phone somewhere else instead of next to it on the nightstand? I don't know. Just think of one way that you can disconnect for a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing. So, all right, my friend, that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of the week. We're already halfway through February, which is wild to me. And spring is coming. Spring is coming. It's time to purge. It's time to let things go. It's time to clean house, so to speak. And let's start this new season with a sort of lightness that I think we are all ready to feel. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. It is the best way to help reach people who are desperately wanting this kind of content and wanting to connect with other people who are going through similar seasons of life. And I just want to thank you for being here. So until next time, my friend, keep your light burning from ash to dusk.